Welcome to a new recipe from Food with Sass. Before we get started, please subscribe, like, and share. For today's recipe, we're making lentil soup with freshly made dough. This is a very nutritious, tasty, and easy to make recipe. Hope you will like it. So let's start with our ingredients. We'll be needing 2 cups of lentils, 2 large onions chopped, 1 tablespoon of sumac, around half a tablespoon of salt, and we'll be using freshly made dough. Let's see how to do that next. So for our dough, I will need 1 cup of flour, half a cup of water, around 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and around half a teaspoon of salt. First, I will start by mixing the salt and the flour. I'll add the oil to it to give this a good mix, and then just add the water. I'm actually making a bigger quantity here as I'm going to use this dough to make another recipe that we will share with you next week. So give this a good mix. It's easier to mix it by spoon first, and then I will knead it by hand once everything comes together. And you're looking for this kind of texture. We will set this aside for now and start with our soup. So I've been sauteing my onion on medium to low heat with a little bit of oil. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt here and let the onions cook. They might take around 25 to 30 minutes. We need them to be golden in color, a little bit translucent, and then we will just set them aside. So next we'll work with our lentils. I have 2 cups of lentils. To that I'm gonna add around 8 cups of water. We'll be generous with the water as this is a soup. We'll let this cook till it starts to boil. In the meantime, let's get our dough ready. So I'll spread my dough on a surface covered in some flour so that it doesn't stick. Be a bit generous with the flour, it will make this easier to spread out. Spread it out by hand and then use a rolling pin. You'll see me just spreading it to one side as I want one long strip that I'm gonna eventually cut into long strips, more like a tagliatelle style. So again and again, keep working with this, adding flour till it's thin. You can make these as thin as you like. Keep in mind that the thinner they are, the less time they will need to cook. I think this is almost ready now. Using a pizza cutter, I'm just gonna cut this into long and thin strips. And then coat them with a little bit of flour so that they don't stick together. And I think these are ready. Enough playing with these, let's set them aside. Okay, let's get back to our soup. So as you see, these are almost done. They have been cooking for around 25 minutes. I think we might need another cup of water here. So I'm gonna add another cup. Bring these to a boil. Now that these are boiling, I'm gonna add my onions. Next, I'm gonna add the fresh dough that we prepared. Give this a mix and let them cook. They should take around 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how thick they are or how thin they are. Just like you cook your pasta, make sure the soup is boiling. And check on them. I will add my sumac. And of course, don't forget to add the salt. So we let this cook till the dough is cooked. And your recipe is done, your dish is done. So the best way to serve this is with a squeeze of lemon. It comes out amazing, very nutritious, very satisfying, and simple to make. Hope you like this recipe. See you again next week. Enjoy!